What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? Please excuse the fact I'm in the bedroom. The kids are still home for their holiday break. And I wanted to get this out for New Year's. This is going to be a Happy New Year video, but not your typical one. I couldn't just leave it at, hey, have a happy fucking New Year. I want to talk about my scally cap. Now, when it comes to the cap itself, it is one thing that I'm known for. It gets commented on pretty frequently, not too much, you know. In fact, a couple of YouTubers, BTB of Atari.io, he's also has a channel where he does a Link's Lounge. I always try to have to remember this Jaguar. 7800 Avenue, amazing show, and I wish he would just get back on it. Get those videos out. As well as, say, PK's Retro Reviews had not only made mention of it, but sported their own scally caps. And for that, I really appreciate it. That shows a level of respect to me that I find unmatchable. It can never be, thanked enough, so to speak. The fact that someone would put a super duper stylish thing on their head and associate it with me, even though they look fucking fantastic in it, and it's an amazing style cap to begin with, means the world to me. So again, why are we talking about my scally cap? Well, because it's the New Year. It's New Year's Eve, and I wanted to say Happy New Year's, but not just say it, you know what I mean? And I just so happen to have a new cap, and we have to do this ceremoniously. We can't just say, okay, this one's done. We got to ceremoniously transfer the cap onto the creep's skull. So I figured it'd be fun to delve into the history of what we call the scally cap while running out of coffee and having to rush this because his lady forgot her fucking Fitbit and can't live without it, so now I gotta drive it over to her. And just talk about the origins of the scally cap. Give it just a little bit of history if you want to look into it. And then we will... basically, I just gotta put this pin on it and put it on my head. It's not that big a deal. It's not like I fucking rip chickens' heads off and shake my dick in some kind of a weird dance. I have a bunch of notes, so I'm gonna be looking down at your tits. So chill out. Alright, so, New Year... New cap, scally cap. Well, first of all, they were traditionally called a flat cap. And what you could classify as a scally or flat cap is a round cap with a flat, short, stiff brim. Depending on the time period, will determine what is in there. Sometimes it was actually a thin piece of wood. In this case, it's just a stiff piece of cardboard. But regardless, but it's known as the flat cap. And typically, they'll be made of wool. The style cap isn't necessarily to protect you from, say, sun. It's more to keep your skull warm. You know what I mean? And they were more popular. I think they started in Scotland. Where over there they would call them, and I think to this day they still do call it that. They call it a bonnet. But it was started over there probably around the 18th century, I believe. I don't know about that. Other fun names like New Zealand, they'll call it a cheese wedge, or a cheese cutter, excuse me. It can also be referred to as a newsy cap, a driver's cap. A lot of cabbies say in New York we're famous for having these kind of caps. But regardless, here in Boston we generally call them scally caps. Now they are popular across the nation. It's not like it's exclusive to the big cities. But you will primarily see them in larger cities that have a great number of Irish population. I don't even know how I was supposed to say that. That's weird. That was fucked up English, and that's okay. I don't care. But if you're in a city that has a large Irish population, chances are you're going to wear this. Cities like Pittsburgh, here in Boston, of course New York, Chicago being another one. They also became popular, kind of a hip-hop crowd with kangaroos. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to be us versus them. But traditionally, your Irish blue-collared kind of guy who wears a scally cap in the big cities, primarily here in Boston, will not wear a kangaroo. Only because it represents something completely different. They're also called newsies. Around the 1890s, they became real popular. Mainly, they were boys' attire, so to speak, over in the UK and here in the States. And typically you would see young men, early teenagers, prepubescent boys, say that 5 times fucking fast, wearing these. And of course, the typical Update, news, get all about it, and all that crap. Read all about it. The kid on the corner peddling newspapers. Hey, let me get one of those papers, kid. And, the crime lord reads the fucking newspaper about his last slaughter. But typically young men would be wearing these with their knicker suits, They'd wear them to school and stuff, so it kind of became that for a little while. Today, the hat is mainly popular in the UK, Ireland, and of course North America, where we've already spoken about a large population of Irish folks within a congested city. Here in Boston, let's talk about Boston primarily because that's my experience. Here in Boston, they are called the Scally Cap. Now, the word Scally, its origins can be traced back to an Irish/Liverpool family. It was a popular surname within this group of Irish folk that had a reputation. Scrappers. They were tough guys. Unfortunately, the word scally kind of translated into scallywag. Someone who was trouble. You didn't want to fucking mess with them. You know what I mean? They may be a nice guy, but you don't want to fuck around with them. That typical Irish, The word scally here in Boston, and we don't actually use the word. I'm going to make it sound like it's an actual part of our dialect. Later became more associated with the blue-collar guy, the hard-working, rough around the edges Boston cat, Pittsburgh, New York, Chicago. We're talking Boston, though. That was still a nice guy, but you didn't want to fuck with him because, whatever. You'd have a couple beers with him at the local bar, and you all tell stories and everything. But when shit came down to it, they could take care of themselves, though they typically weren't known for actually doing that. So it's kind of a mixed bag. So as far as the word scally, again, we don't use it in our regular, hey, that guy's a scally, because he works for the city. He turns a wrench and busts his knuckles every day for work. But that's how these caps here in Boston became associated as scally caps. Now, lastly, we're getting there, I promise. What is the kind of hat that I have? Again, I don't wear kangaroo only because they're typically solid colors, and I don't like that anyway. And I've worn a great number of hats, flat cap style hats. Some of them a little wider, some of them a little bit longer. I hate the ones that are real short and tight to the head. I can't stand those ones, personally. I like this nice medium-sized brim hat. You can see my profile. Fuck yeah. This is what makes panties drop. And now I get mine from a company called the Boston Scally Company. I've worn a whole great number of different brands. All the way to just the cheap ones at Walmart that are made out of cheap cloth in a pinch. My main picture, the one you see in the bottom corner or at the beginning of the video would be holding the controller. I was wearing a London fog hat I scored for $10. I had to have a dry clean to make sure there was no fucking buggies in it. But I don't care. I'll fucking pick that off the Goodwill shelf if it's in brand new condition with the fucking tag still on it. And I'll have a dry clean to make sure it's good. And I wore that for a great number of years. And you've seen it a bajillion times on my channel and all my social media. But lately I've been using Boston Scally. Now this video isn't sponsored by them. They haven't given me shit. Typically pay about $45 for each one of these hats. And if you take care of them, they'll last you a great number of years. So this hat still has many years in it. Though it's time to move on. Get something new. It's been about 3 years. And it's time to transition into the new. Plus, I love the style. I don't remember seeing this particular pattern on their hats before, except, mainly not this particular style. Maybe there's shorter ones. But either way, I've had wide ones, short ones, and all kinds of stuff. But I typically like to support the Boston Scally Company for a couple of reasons. One, because they make a hat that's exactly what I want to wear, style-wise. And it's a local company from here. It's a bunch of blue-collar guys who got together and wanted to, I guess, celebrate the culture here in Boston through headwear, through style. And it's always good to shop local and, support a local company. Plus, their caps are exactly the style in which I personally like. So, all that's really left to do now is to take my Atari pin off of this one, put it on the new one, and now that you know all about the Scally Cap and why I'm even talking about it, It's all building up to me just wishing you a happy new year tonight. Please be fucking safe. Don't be stupid. If you're going to go out and get all licked up, have a contingency to get home. Uber, and I believe Lyft, most cab companies, probably wearing one of these if you're in the right city. Local transit systems will all probably be free tonight, paid for by whoever to get your dumb drunk ass home. My suggestion is stay home or just hang out in one local place, party, pass out, puke the next morning, go home and have some fucking breakfast. Something I didn't mean for this to become a PSA, but I really do. I want you guys well and alive tomorrow, and I don't want you to fucking kill anyone because you're an idiot. I haven't had too many. You kill a family of 8 and their dog, you know? So guys, I want to wish everyone a great happy new year. Lots more good stuff coming from the Creep in 2019. A lot more gameplay videos. I got a whole bunch of projects I got to finish up. And maybe a few surprises here and there, even for me, because I don't know what they are yet. So guys, again, happy new year. Thanks as always so much for watching. This was such a great year for the Creep. A lot of growth in my subscription rate. Not that that's what it's about, but it still warms this black little thing inside of me. So guys, hope you're doing well. Leave feedback, thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the Creep is positive. Until next time, take care. Creep it real. Maybe I should come up with a signature one with my face on it. That's an idea. If you want to support the channel, you can buy an official Atari Creep hat. Contact the Boston Scally Company. Link down below and let them know. This guy promotes your shit. Pay him. Make an official hat. Oh my God. I hope no one really does that. Either way, guys, take care. Creep it real. Happy New Year. Don't be stupid. Get yourself a Scally. And bye-bye.